Hi there and welcome to Lorena's Labyrinth. My name's Anna Pirelli. The comments that you see here are my views, beliefs, opinions, and sometimes they are not even my fully formed views, beliefs, and opinions. However, they are my understandings. Please do retain an open mind and reflect on any of the content and your comfort levels. If your views differ, please feel free to leave a comment. Also remember, it is possible to disagree in respectful ways. My way is not necessarily your way and vice versa. You might also find that some of the content on this playlist in regard to spiritual or universal laws, it resonates with you, meaning it feels right to you, while other laws may not feel right or they may not feel comfortable. If this is the case, the information is either not right for you or it is not right for you right now, and it might never be right for you at any given time. It really doesn't matter. As an earthy and practical person, I can put my hand up with all honesty and say that I have at different times had the same feelings about some of the content in here, and with some of them I still have a level of skepticism within my viewpoints, but I choose to retain an open mind about the things that I don't fully understand for a few reasons. Firstly, because I believe it would be supreme arrogance to think that we all know all of the answers while we have a body. And because what is right for one of us is not necessarily right or suitable for all of us, and I choose to respect the differences. Please do leave your opinions, beliefs. Feel free to argue the points in a respectful way with any of the content on the slides and even my interpretations. And if you feel that you can add clarity around some of the content, we would all love to see it. Thank you. For now, though, let's explore the laws.
All creation is governed by law. The principles that operate in the outer universe, discoverable by scientists, are called natural laws. But there are subtler laws that rule the hidden spiritual planes and the inner realm of consciousness. Contained within these laws, or conditions, is the true nature of matter. Knowledge of these laws has an effect upon the mental urges. Mind is the builder. Stay in full mindfulness of the application of universal law as related to self and to others, and know that in love all life is given. In love all things move. In giving one attains. In giving one acquires. In giving, love becomes the fulfillment of desire, guided and directed in the ways that bring the more perfect knowledge of self as related to the universal, all-powerful, all-guiding, all-divine influence in life. Love is life. When we go back, merge with the God source, in some infinitesimal but profound way, we expand the mind of God. Our higher self always points the best and most perfect way, and it is ours to listen and choose or reject what we hear. It does not blame, but patiently tries again to show the perfect way, the loving way. All of creation pushes forth. We are ever becoming. Identity ever remains. Universal law number 8. The law of challenge. The law of challenge refers to our right to ask of another his or her intent, identity, and whatever pertinent information we feel we require when encountering a disembodied being. Those who come to us in the role of information givers to channelers don't mind being challenged. Ask the entity your questions 3 times, using the same words each time, and you will be given the correct information.
Hello, welcome back to Lorena's Labyrinth, and I hope today is a wonderful day for you. Today we're going to be talking about the law of challenge, and the law of challenge, of course, I think it sort of outlines it pretty clearly for myself, but just in case for the rest of you, this is my interpretation, yours might be different. The law of challenge refers to our right to ask of another his or her intent, identity, and whatever pertinent information we feel when we might need when we encounter a disembodied being. So the first thing that we would really explore is, what are we talking about with a disembodied being? Are we talking about people that don't have bodies or spirits? Does this mean that we're communicating with the spirit? Well, the answer is yes. However, a bodied being can be of various species. Once again, words fail me. And a disembodied being probably sounds better if we refer to it as a light body or a light being. These are the words that I would use to define it. So anyway, when we talk about the different species of the spiritual kingdom, that's in one of the other previous videos. I can't remember which one it is. Just go back and have a look. So just because an entity doesn't have a body doesn't make it a spirit, such as your deceased granny is where I'm going to, you know. It can be, as previously stated, one of these light beings, and they're considered to be high vibrational beings. They could be angels, and you can learn more about what vibration means and energetic vibration by watching the videos on auras and energy. And I'll leave that with you for a sec while I go to the next slide. So once again, language and the use of words adds to the complexity of any discussion or dialogue about these subjects, okay? So some of us would refer to a disembodied being as being a spirit entity. It might be a guide, you know, these are just the different ones, you know, and it can actually be the spirit of somebody that no longer has a body. All right, that's the disembodied being. That could be the lady down the road who's passed over to the other side, but her spirit hasn't gone to the light. That's a disembodied body. I'm just trying to think. An example of interactions that I've had is where perhaps a spirit, you know, before I learned to protect my house and stuff like that, would actually be passing through and they would pop in to my house as though they're an old mate or whatever. And it sort of conveyed a message of, you know, saw your light on and thought I'd drop in. Now, I don't know that I agree in the entirety of the text with this particular law. And bearing in mind that through this process, I'm actually putting my name to the document in its current format that we find on the internet. I must admit, I'm actually questioning myself at this point in time. Where did I access this information? Was this all purely from my own self? I mean, it was a long time ago now. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose as I'm thinking about this. It was a long time ago. And I would probably rephrase it, at least in this day, to say something like, as I said, the enlightened beings, the high vibrational beings. And the ones that I've interacted with, actually it doesn't matter what their vibration is, whether they're the old woman down the road who's popped in without a body, or whether they're identifying as an angel or of the fairy kingdom or whatever. None of them object to having their identity challenged, because for me this is part of me establishing the purpose of their visit and to help me to process the information that they're giving to me, you know. And this is the same with most people that communicate with spirit. The reason why I question it is, you know, actually I do remember historically going through that process of asking the same question 3 times and using the same words and getting the same answer each time. I don't agree with that anymore. I do remember that I used to do it, but I definitely don't do it anymore. For me, that was part of ensuring that I was getting accuracy of information. And I think that in hindsight infers that I didn't trust the content that was coming through from my guides. But we're also going back to, as I said, about 2004, 2005. So just as a bit of background there, when we're opening up to spirit communication, we do see all sorts of spirits that might arrive to us, you know. And from my perspective, I initially struggled to identify the purpose of these visits. And I'm drawing pictures. I might be repetitive a bit here. I am trying to draw pictures with my words because words fail to explain the subject. Okay, so if I was doing either a meditation for myself to try and get information or to draw healing energy for myself or other people, I would often see a spirit entity. Now, when it comes to the higher beings, such as angels and guides, that was actually really difficult for me to establish who I was communicating with and to understand the purpose, because Oh, this will have to go into a different video, actually. So each spirit that visits has a purpose. I think I've clearly stated that. If it's an angel, it comes as a messenger or for healing. This is my understanding. You may have a different one. And when I initially was opening up with my clairvoyance, all I saw was light orbs, if you like. Some of the light orbs were really big, and some of them were smaller, and they came with different colours. And of course, communication back in those days was actually, for me, more through my heart chakra. It was like they would send the messages through my heart and I would get them that way. And I wasn't always able to make sense of the content, shall we say. Dreams was another way that I used to get a lot of it. So in the end, what I did was I challenged them. I did this. And nowadays I call it validating the information that I get. So for me, I do not believe, I'll be quite upfront with this, I do not believe that angels are like what we see in the paintings with feathery wings, okay? Because that's a physical attribute, and we're talking about light bodies. What I do believe is that the angelic aura has these little bits that stick out either side of it. Where the human aura is round, the angelic aura has a slightly different shape to it. And anyway, I just found it very difficult to distinguish between both of them. So I actually then made the decision that if it was an angel, I wanted it to show me it was an angel by giving me feathered wings. Let me see feathered wings. I thought in the end that will be a symbolism for me, which is what they did. And then when it came to visiting fairy realm spirits, oh God, I don't even know that I'm comfortable sharing this. I put another, shall we say, condition for validation as to what they were visiting for. Because let's be real, fairy realm is to do with the earth, and they've got different functions. I'm not even going to go into this, right? So for me, it was challenging the person. If it was a spirit, or not challenging the person, challenging the light being. And when I do my readings and my consults I'm communicating with the spirits of the deceased, like somebody's granny, I will then, my challenge for them always is to get them to validate. They've got to tell me something that the person who I'm reading for can relate to. And how they tell me that, I allow for them. I'm open to receiving the messages, and then I will translate that, or I will give them to the person that I'm reading for, and that kind of validates any other messages that might come through. But anyway, that's the law of challenge. Just understand, I've got a note here too, that when we talk about predictions, they're changeable. They're not set in concrete. They are potential future projections, and I think that's the best way to describe it. If you've got any comments, questions, suggestions, please do feel brave enough to put them down in the comments section. You don't have to name yourself, and you don't even have to claim the experiences or the questions as being for yourself. You can relate it. You can do that, I know somebody. That will work. And if you like, I will review them and respond to them in the Sunday yarning. But anyway, I'm going to leave this with you for now. I'm interested to hear what you think. I'm more interested in hearing your views and opinions and feelings than actually talking about mine within this. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.